Okay, race 2 at the RS800 Nationals, and we were completely caught out by the start sequence going in. We only saw the flags up with about 2 minutes to go, so here we are at pretty much completely the wrong end of the line. Whole fleet's down to leeward. The benefit is, though, compared to the first start, even though we're not at the favoured end of the line, we are at least able to sail our own mode, which is good, because I think we have a slightly higher mode, which is good VMG, but can be a little bit thrown out by other boats. So nice to have a bit of space just to sail the boat how you want to sail the boat. So we just go for a tack there, and the reasoning is we kind of got it's kind of across tide, kind of against the tide. The tide had only changed about half an hour before. I think it was still wind against tide, where the momentum made it later to change, but inshore had changed. So we thought we'd go inshore, but actually, if it hadn't changed across the whole course, then that causes you a bit of issue because you're against the tide inshore, but it's either slack offshore. Later on, I think the right-hand side would start to pay again as it got a bit of slacker tide in there compared, or a bit less current running compared to offshore. But at this point in the race, it didn't really seem to pay, but that's what we were thinking about. So we take the tack out. Might have been better just hanging on to see our relatives to the other boats before tacking. I don't think we really get close enough to them. Probably should have waited for them to tack rather than tacking before them and leading back the other way, just to kind of close out the leverage on the course. So this is coming into the windward, and the right hand side did not pay for us, or middle of the course really. So I think rounding the wind mark, just tacking in there, is Mo and Hugh. I think the second boat is I'm not sure who the second boat is, whether it's Blake and Brett or Taylor and Ben. The boat stock on the windward mark is Tim and Arthur. That really cost them. They lose a load there, and they'd actually be going pretty sweet. But that's 12.34. That's Anna and Brian coming in. So I think we round about fourth. I think the boat just ahead with the pink kite is Taylor and Ben. I think the orange kite must be Blake and Brett, and then the blue kite is Mo and Hugh. And this is really breeze up. Whoa, slamming down that wave. Kind of high teens now. Quite lumpy though, so you can see just letting the kite flog every now and then. It's not really about your top speed, so it's just about making sure you don't slam into the wave and get any white water over the deck. So giving the kite a flog every now and then. You know, you lose a knot, maybe knot and a half, but it's nowhere near as bad as ploughing into the wave, which can lose you kind of like 5 to 10 knots, and obviously risk capsizing, which loses you many positions. Just great stuff though. Love the 800 in these conditions. Absolutely honking along. decent little jibe there. You know, not the best in the world, but the conditions are fairly lumpy, which I think the camera never completely does justice to. But out the other side and dropped on the wire pretty quickly. We always, I think I said in the previous race, we always try and stick the jibe in a little bit early just to get us back across the course. You know, far better picking a flat spot of water than getting to close to the ley line and then being under pressure to put the jibe in. Always prefer to do an extra jibe, but you know, at a time of my choosing, than just the one jibe but under pressure from other boats or from the ley line. So yeah, I think that's Hugh and Mo still in the lead. I think the second boat round with the pink kite was not sure who that was. Probably Ben and Taylor. I think the boat that had overstood from the other side was Brett and Blake. And now the chase is on for the second beat. So very unfortunately, this is the Monroes with their broken rib. We're just slipping between the rescue boat and them. Now, Hugh and Mo are right on the ley line, just come into a mark. We've got Taylor and Ben just on our hip. They have quite overstood, but they were super rapid upwind, especially when the breeze was up. So they were hammering in close to us, and we were just trying to close out the lane before they rolled us. Just running out of main sheet to bear off round this women mark, and this is pretty untidy. Bit of a sloppy tack, just come to a full start. But I think Taylor and Ben were under an equal amount of pressure. In fact, actually, look, they've gone around the outside of us, better tack. They were kind of reaching in with us. So it's all on the just getting a smooth hoist in. Always like to bear away as much as possible. Just removes the apparent wind and stops the kite from blowing backwards whilst the crew's trying to hoist it. And just wait until it hits the top and then just swing out onto the wire. And breezes up, so it's full kind of like kite flogging time. I think this is a race where Ben and Taylor pitch pole, potentially just around that hoist. Got to be really careful as the kite just comes out the bag, it doesn't just fall into the water and flip you end over end. That's another reason why I like to come completely off the wire, bear away, reduce the speed just so you're not crashing into the back of any waves on that hoist. Yeah, guys, pretty cautious down here with the kite flogs, just making sure if there's ever a hint of danger, we're just flogging it and just slowing the boat up a little bit, just so we're not crashing into the back of those waves. Not a bad little jibe there, quite like that one. Tell me what you think. It's quite nice and smooth. It's lumpy by now, so You know, no too big stumbles. Give that a solid 8 out of 10. Bit of a slow jibe, but I take it. The best thing about it is the ley line, though. You can see a blue kite just to leeward of us and way forward. That is Mo and Hugh, and they are overstood, whereas we are coming in pretty hot on the ley line for the starboard mark. So just watch them. They've just dropped now, and we're going to reel them in on the ley line call. Just goes to show how, you know, a few extra boat lengths and a bit of a misjudgment on the ley line, and we are, you know, coming into the back of them at kind of 18-20 knots, and you soon make up a lot of distance. I think in this sort of weather, you know, course tidiness is the big gain. You know, do the basics right in the skiff, and you'll do okay.